What's up everybody, Steven C. Killer here. It's time for a new reaction video. But before that, 75% of you guys watching are not subscribed. Now recently, I was able to obtain the silver play button because we hit 100,000 subscribers. Now I'm pushing myself forward even further. We're going for 300,000 subscribers. We can't hit this goal if you're not part of this community, so hit that subscribe button and notification bell. Join the Discord so you don't miss out on any of my videos when I go live on Twitch, live on YouTube, or I upload a video. Links in the description. Don't forget, I do want to upgrade from silver to gold at one point. So help me out today and hit that subscribe button. Now, let's get into the video. What's up everybody, Steven Z. Killer here for another reaction to some more Skibidi Toilet. Now this is an analysis and theory video on the most recent episode of episode 57, part 1 and part 2. Now, shout out to everybody. Thank you everyone who's recently subscribed. I had a huge influx of new subscribers. Shout out to everybody who did hit that notification bell and also join the Discord, as well as, of course, subscribing. Yeah, that video, episode 57, part 2, is now a record for my channel. I've never had a video grow that fast within 24 hours. So thank you, everyone who clicked on my video, and thank you, everyone who subscribed during that time frame. There's plenty more videos you guys can check out besides Skibidi Toilet. There's a lot of Skibidi Toilet content that you may not know of, or seen, or enjoyed. This is another thing I'm going to be doing. Skibidi Toilet episode 57, all secrets and Easter eggs. So this is going to be both parts covering in this reaction. Now today, to be 100%, I had plans to do something else because I thought a new episode of Hell of a Boss was going to drop, but it didn't. So we're here today with some more Skibidi Toilet. And I have more recording to do for the upcoming trip I'm going to be on. So if there's a new episode of Skibidi Toilet, aka episode 58, or maybe even part 3 of 57, don't know yet. I may not be able to react to it as soon as it drops, so you guys know. If it drops during the 21st through the 29th, which there's going to be at least 3 episodes probably during the time frame I'm on a trip. So when I get back to the trip, though, I will be reacting to those ASAP. Anyways, let's get into this episode. Episode 57's Easter eggs, all secrets, all that stuff. The link will be down below for the original video. And let's get it.
Hi everyone. The 57th episode of Skibidi Toilets is out, but not completely. We saw only the first part, but
this did come out like as part 1 came out. So we're going to watch both his theories and analysis for part 1 and part 2.
Even in it, there were a lot of important events. In this video, we will talk about all the secrets and Easter eggs of the new episode.
Yep.
Is Plungerman alive, and why did he sacrifice himself? For what reason did the agent appear this time? Why does G Toilet need glasses, and did the Titan cameraman destroy him? As always, sit comfortably and watch the video to the end. I promise you'll enjoy it. Let's go! These first shots of the series were in Dafook's Discord for a reason. Notice this cameraman in the blue suit and red shirt. First of all, we know for a fact that he's from Titan's squad, which means the others probably are too. We also saw this guy at the very beginning of the series in episode 3. Note that there are no agents in the same outfit among the cameraman squad. We've only seen him twice, in episodes 3 and 55, and now he shows up again. I think there's a reason Dafook chose this guy. Also notice this agent who is clearly disturbed by something. I think this is the POV cameraman from episode 55. Remember I said he was the only one who didn't attack Skibidi. He and Titan met eyes at the end of the episode, but Titan was very unhappy. I have 2 guesses as to why he's so sad. The first is that this cameraman is a weak soldier. He is afraid to engage in combat and takes a long time to react. Because of that, Titan gave him a displeased look. This is the reason why cameraman is very worried right now and thinks he's worthless.
That could be. Yeah.
I'll tell you the second assumption a little later. You'll be surprised. Next, we see the infected Titan destroying the big SPEAKERMan. SPEAKERMan sometimes appear in episodes, and that makes me happy, but I don't quite understand how he ended up here. Titan Cameraman Squad didn't have one. Maybe he was with Simp Cameraman Squad. By the way, check out this building. That's the building that POV Cameraman saw at the end of episode 56. And this is the building that was in the distance in episode 55. So it's still the same map. So many of my assumptions from past videos turned out to be true. The squads did encounter an infected Speakerman close to the Skibidi Toilet space. The Plungerman was actually needed to destroy the parasite.
Also, after I get this video out, I will let you guys know. I will be doing a live reaction stream where you can request videos for me to live react to. So don't miss out on that. I do that on the weekends. But next Saturday, because I'll be on my trip, I won't be able to do that.
Which he almost did. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. You see how long the cannon take to fire the beam into the Titan Speakerman's core. You think it's not powerful enough? Not at all. The core is not the weak point of an infected Titan. I mean, it's a Titan's weakness, but not a parasite's. To disarm a Skibidi parasite, you have to aim for the parasite itself. That's why the Skibidi have made a lot of protection for the Titan around the head and shoulders, where the parasite sits. As you can see, the core is completely unprotected. I think even if the anti-parasite tank wasn't destroyed, it still wouldn't be able to destroy the parasite. We are again shown the Titan cameraman's new abilities.
It'd be more, they definitely have to hit more for the neck area, not the chest.
His shoulder cameras fold up. By the way, this was also seen in episode 53, but I didn't notice it then. Apparently the cameras are needed to see more of the area from above. Not for Titan himself, but for the cameraman's scientists, because they will be able to view the recordings and get more information about the battlefields.
Oh.
And yes, the cameras are folded to not interfere with the cannons when they are turned forward. By the way, notice how the body of the big Speakerman disappears under the Titan's foot at one point. You probably wondered where the Titan cameraman's shield came from and why is it so small. Simple.
It's a wooden
not
shield,
a
too.
It's a piece of a collapsed house roof. Just this one. Notice that after the battle, the piece got smaller and lies differently. The only purpose of the shield was to protect Titan's main camera. This is a clear reference to Titan's battle with the G-Man toilet back in episode 20. Note that he could have reached for the hammer, but instead Titan hits the Speakerman in the face with his hands. This is because he doesn't want to hurt his friend.
He doesn't want to kill. He wants to stop.
Cameraman's task is to knock the parasite out of his place. But the parasite is sitting there pretty well and has no plans to get unhooked. Also note that during Titan Speakerman's shots, there are no rockets or ammo flying out of his cannons. They work like Titan Cameraman's old cannon, only the glow is red. We talked about how such a cannon works in detail in the analysis of episode 51. You can re-watch it after this video to remember. Note that Titan Cameraman doesn't use his guns. He fights very carefully so as not to hurt Titan Speakerman. After kicking the Speakerman down, I think he wanted to unhook the parasite with his hands. And then we see the appearance of someone we haven't seen in a very long time, G-Man Toilet. And to be honest, I'm disappointed in him. We've seen so many of Skibidi's powerful inventions in recent episodes. Flamethrower, acid, powerful armor, saws, but all the improvements to the main...
Hey, thank you for subscribing. If you subscribe, you may pop up in one of my videos for a little shout out. So definitely hit that subscribe button.
G-Toilet are extra lasers, headphones, and a couple sheets of metal on the sides. I've already expressed the theory that the G-Toilet may no longer be the main one among the Skibidi. And this is once again confirmed. It looks like it doesn't benefit the Skibidi scientists to make G-Man stronger. I think even if he is destroyed, it won't change anything. G-Toilet is not like before. I think in the second part, we'll see Titan Cameraman fight G-Toilet. I'm sure they're both fine, despite the explosions. By the way, that metal part doesn't look like protection. It could be retractable armor or a secret weapon. I hope we'll find that out in the second part of episode 57. Let's go back a little bit to episode 47. There's a lot to talk about. First of all, Titan Cinema Man didn't have a core defense. Instead, it just had a speaker on top of the core. By the way, you're arguing in the comments about how to call this Titan. I'll explain it to you. Until episode 44, it was Titan TV Man, but then he was improved by attaching speakers. That's when he became Titan Cinema Man. You can see that from the titles of these episodes, so it wasn't...
Oh, so officially his name was Cinema Man? I did not know that. I kept calling him Titan TV
my
Man.
idea, but Dafook named Titan like that. Remember when G-Toilet was losing badly in the battle with Cinema Man?
Hey, that's why you gotta check out the description sometimes. There's little hints.
Notice that after that moment, G-Man no longer shot lasers out of his eyes at all. The glasses appeared as eye protection, but in addition, I think Titan destroyed his laser eyes. Then notice that the mechanisms around Cameraman and Cinema Man's core are similar. But Cameraman has a new defense technology. I think it's related to Titan Fienamation, and scientists are working together to improve them. Most likely, the same technology will appear on the rebuilt Fienamation Titan. Why does G-Man need headphones? It's simple. I didn't pay attention to it when analyzing episode 56. But Titan Speakerman didn't use his speakers as weapons before. He basically attacked everyone with a rocket launcher on his arm, so it's probably this ability that came after the upgrade. And to prevent G-Man from being stunned when he is near the Titan, he was given headphones.
That makes sense. Even though he's under their control, his abilities could still affect them.
G-Man just became deaf and blind, and now he is controlled from the base of Skibidi. But this is not very possible. But let's back to analyzing the episode. The appearance of the secret agent this time was noticed by many people.
Yep,
For some
I
reason,
noticed it.
there is a green glow around him now. Maybe it's a portal from where he appears, or a teleportation aura or something. I assume that the green glow also indicates that Dafuk isn't just watching. He's controlling one of the Titans. But there's something more important and almost unnoticed in this episode. You see this screen directly across from us. There's no writing on it, but it appears when the Titans start fighting. You can see Rayal in this shot, and you can see the first letters of B right here. I'm pretty sure it says betrayal. And I have two options here. First, let's go back to that cameraman.
I think I remember people saying something about that in the comments of the last two reactions.
Remember in episode 50, these cameramen didn't give a thumbs up with everybody else. Then the POV cameraman doesn't help the others attack the radioactive toilet. It's like he knew it was pointless. Or maybe he didn't even want to shoot. Titan looks at the agent with displeasure. A few cameramen could be traitors. Maybe that's what's troubling him on the roof. He has to do something to help the Skibidi toilets win, and he's having a hard time deciding to do it. Meanwhile, the sad cameraman doesn't have a gun. I think that's why he didn't shoot in episode 55. Then it's more likely that the TV men are traitors. They're obviously unhappy with the cameramen after the destroyed tank. Or it's just an excuse to turn around and attack their partners. Then there's a reason we're shown the love story between TV woman and the simp cameraman. What if, along with unrequited love, we see TV woman's betrayal? That would be really emotional. I think we'll see that in part 2. Before we get to the saddest part of the video, I'll tell you something else.
Okay.
Notice how long Titan Speakerman stands there aiming instead of starting to shoot and help the G toilet. At first, I thought his cannons first boost for a while and then fire a few powerful shots, but that's not the case. Last episode, he fired right after he reloaded his guns. I don't know in general what exactly he's reloading, by the way, since the cannons don't have rockets and shoot energy like the old cameraman Titan cannon. Maybe he's just showing off. I mean, not him, but the parasite that controls him. But the question remains, why doesn't the infected Titan fly to the rescue of the G toilet? Perhaps that is betrayal. Skibidi scientist clearly has great technology and control over the parasite. Maybe he wants to take power over the Skibidi toilets. Anyway, I already did a video about this topic. Be sure to watch it when you're done with this one. And now we come to the saddest but most interesting part. First of all, the Plungerman is a robot, and I don't think he's destroyed. He'll be repaired, and he'll come back to us much stronger. We saw the same thing with the scientist in episode 48 who became a cyborg. Many of you referred to the plunger cameraman as a
I guess that was just an added on to him. I thought that was just like a mech he was in, but I guess that took over his legs because he did get sawed in half.
Mini Titan. I think Dafuk purposely made the scene where he gets badly injured to make him stronger with technology later on. But he sacrificed himself for a reason. See that plunger right there behind his back. When Titan pulls the Plungerman out from behind his scruff, the plunger is gone. So it's still there, maybe even on Skibidi Parasite's face. But I have a guess that maybe there was an explosive or something attached to the plunger. Maybe just at the beginning of the second part of the episode it should work and free Titan from the parasite. I just don't believe a character like Plungerman has been trained for so long that he just tries and fails. I'm sure he's the one who has to destroy the parasite. His right arm and 2 legs are destroyed, but no problem. He was holding the plunger in his left hand when he flew. Maybe Plungerman is left-handed. Also, the explosion in the Titan's fist is the destroyed jetpack. The plunger cameraman ignited because of the fuel from the destroyed jetpack, not because he is hurt very badly. That said, the blue glow of the lower camera at the end went out. Speaking of the blue glow, let's think back to the camera woman. We've only seen it twice, and I think for good reason. She's gonna help the Plungerman, I hope. Remember when Titan
Hopefully.
dropped the Plungerman off on the roof in episode 51? I think that was training. He had to learn how to climb across rooftops to jump on Titan. The jetpack makes too much noise and
That would make a lot of sense, actually.
takes a long time to take off, and Plungerman needs to jump behind the infected Titan's back unnoticed. He's done that successfully, I hope. What's more, he didn't just jump in that moment to destroy the parasite. While Cameraman is dealing with the G-Toilet, Plungerman has been distracting a Titan Speakerman. Though even without Plungerman, Titan stood around with his guns loaded for too long and just watched. I don't know how this is going to end. Very importantly, I think Part 2 is coming out very soon, today.
Yeah, we're going to get into the next one. Part 2 was nuts. Part 2 was crazy. Let's get right into this.
Hey, everyone, the second part of the 57th episode of Skibidi Toilets is finally out.
Now, this is going to be interesting because I've yet to see a lot of, like, Easter eggs or anything pointed out in the comments, so let's get into this.
There was a lot of interesting stuff happened in it, so let's talk about all of it. Why was G-Man Toilet afraid to shoot the cameraman Titan? Where did the cured Titan Speakerman fly off to? How did TV Woman manage to destroy the parasite? And why doesn't she pay attention to the simp cameraman? Also, I'll
R.I.P. Simp!
show you all the secrets and Easter eggs. Talk about all the moments you might not have noticed. Watch till the end. I promise it'll be interesting. Let's go. The episode continues from the moment Titan Speakerman destroyed Plungerman. And I was sure it couldn't end that easily for this character. But he was just destroyed and didn't do anything useful in the battle. Except that he distracted Titan Speakerman while Titan Cameraman was fighting G-Toilet. But Speakerman stood around loading his guns for a long time even without him. He didn't hurry to help his partner. Next, we see Titan Cameraman destroying the G-Toilet. First off, the hammer in Part 1 was without a turbine, but now we see that the turbine has appeared and is working perfectly. I don't think this is an ability of the hammer, just an editing feature. If the hammer is not in use, Dafuk just doesn't detail it. Secondly, after the explosion, I thought G-Man's jetpack was destroyed, but it wasn't. Only his cannons are destroyed. There are only 4 of them left. Titan opens up his core to launch a strong attack, but G-Man immediately shoots at the weak spot. Once again, we see how strong Titan has become, as he doesn't care about the laser cannons aimed at his core. He hits G-Man with a hammer so hard that the hammer explodes, or rather the fuel in its turbine. But here's where we see G-Man hiding his head in time, and the hammer hits a toilet. Despite being so badly damaged, he turns out to be alive.
And we can definitely tell that his eyes are fine, it looks like.
We see parts falling off of him as he flies. His face looks burned and wounded. G-Toilet wants to attack Titan in the back and prevent him from destroying the parasite out of last resort. Surprising me, the cameramen on the roof turned out to be very brave.
And camera woman right there.
They attacked the huge toilet with hypno cannons. Yeah, it didn't work on G-Man, but he flew away. Why do you think he did it? Maybe he was scared of the Titan cameraman? Actually, it's all thanks to the camera woman. She teleported up to the roof and fired a lot of darts at G-Men. As we remember, her darts have a paralyzing effect. Normal Skibidi would be immobilized by them, but G-Toilet is too huge, so such a dose didn't destroy him, but paralyzed him badly. His face began to distort in all directions, and he could no longer control his laser cannons. But back to the Titan
That actually makes more sense than what I thought when I watched the video.
cameraman. He went into battle plane mode and flew towards Speakerman at a huge speed. But it's very strange to me that the whole time G-Man Toilet was fighting the cameraman Titan, the Speakerman just stood there and didn't go to help. I'm pretty sure that Skibidi scientist who controls the parasites was purposely waiting for G-Man Toilet to be destroyed. Notice how cameraman Titan is bigger and stronger than Speakerman. He throws him around like a child. Next, the references to episode 47 continue. Here's this toilet strider sneaking up on Titan from behind. Honestly, when I saw him in episode 47, I thought he had 4 laser cannons, but they turned out to be blades. I thought for a second that Titan would be destroyed, but he surprises us again with his power.
Machetes.
Titan stands there with 4 blades in his chest like nothing happened. He didn't pull them out until the end of the episode, like he doesn't even care. He lost his hammer and his cannon. I think the blades will be his new weapon. It's going to be very epic.
I said the same thing. They just gave him new weapons.
Titan cameraman destroys Skibidi Strider in a new way. At this point, we can get a good look at the emblem on his fin. Before, there was just a white circle there, but we should memorize it. Perhaps we'll see similar signs in new episodes. By the way, the cannons that Titan epically lowered at the beginning of Part 1 only fired once right here in this moment. I was also worried for a second that the parasite would control the cameraman, but he immediately grabbed him and crushed in his hand. This is an obvious reference to Titan's first appearances, when he destroyed Skibidi spiders by clutching them in his fist. Again, notice how long it took Titan SPEAKERMAN to not fire his guns, while Cameraman dealt with the other Skibidi.
It could be another, he probably was going to bring this up, but it could be SPEAKERMAN still trying to fight back.
It was like he was standing there like, okay, I'll wait until you're done and then you and I will continue. And after that shot, he was standing again with his guns up and thinking. TV Woman took advantage of this moment and teleported over his head and jumped right up to the parasite. Now notice that when Plungerman was trying to disarm Titan, we just heard a sound. Now his head starts shaking and making weird noises. It's all because TV Woman used hypnosis. I don't know if she set the parasite on fire or just hypnotized him like normal TV men, but he was clearly very sick. And now I realize that's how Plungerman was supposed to work, teamed up with the Titan. While he's destroying the parasite, Titan is holding SPEAKERMAN so he can't interfere.
Yep.
But Plungerman was always eager to fight. He was impatient and fearless. That's what played a trick on him. Apparently he saw that things were not going as planned, and Titan Cameraman was busy with other things. So the Plungerman decided to neutralize the parasite himself. As I said before, G-Toilet was not allowed to interfere this time, and the parasite was
he basically attacked too soon.
Destroyed. By the way, the SEAT sign right there is just an air conditioning company. And no, that's not a reference to the air conditioning man, I hope. Judging by the blood on the parasite's head, TV Woman used blades. She probably destroyed him like TV Man did in episode 56. First hypnotized him, and then stabbed him with the knives. You can see the knives turning back into hands. By the way, there are a lot of connectors on the back of the speakers, but they are all unplugged. Also, the parasite is different from the one that infected the SPEAKERMAN in episode 32. Maybe he's been improved along with Titan too. He now has 6 legs, while he had only 4. Just like the parasite that tried to infect Titan Cameraman had 6 legs and was much bigger than the previous.
Well, under their control, it's probably easier for them to swap out, like, or upgrade the parasite and while he was still in their control.
Ones. By the way, even though the parasite is destroyed, it is still connected to Titan's body, which is why we see electrical discharges around him. This is why Titan still can't move on his own. Notice the parasite's cistern. It doesn't have a flush lever on it. That looks like something to flush, but it's not. It turns out that the Skibidi parasite can't be flushed, and that's why the Plungerman was armed with plungers. But as we see on his own, he couldn't handle the infected Titan. Also note that TV Woman's jetpack works for her too. I don't think it can lift her into the air because it's too weak, but it can give her a soft landing. And then we see a very sad scene. TV Woman immediately flies to teleport the Plungerman back to base. But there's a wounded simp cameraman lying next to her. She doesn't even look in his direction. If, in episode 54,
R.I.P. simp,
we could tell she didn't hug him because she was teleported by the scientists from the base, this time it was her choice. She had 2 guys in front of her that could have been saved, and she chose the Plungerman. We see this lot in real life too, where the famous girl doesn't even pay attention to the regular guys, despite their feelings and everything. Plungerman is that perfect man that everyone admires, but no one can become the same. That being said, Dafuk shows us that none of this has given him any advantage. Instead, it has hindered him. Simp Cameraman was injured at the beginning of Part 1 right here when Titan SPEAKERMAN destroyed the anti-parasite Jeep. Now he has no legs, and I think he'll be made a cyborg-like scientist. But it's possible he'll be given a regular wheelchair, since he's just a regular guy nobody cares about. Maybe the betrayal writing at the beginning of the first part meant exactly this act of TV Woman. I didn't see any other betrayal. TV men surprisingly help the Alliance again and betray no one. Perhaps next we will see who the inscription was about, but for now it only fits TV Woman's act. When Cameraman Titan disconnected the parasite and crushed it, the electrical discharges stopped and SPEAKERMAN's core glowed red again. If you notice, after he was infected, the core began to glow yellow. We can see how upset he is.
Oh,
from the look in his eyes,
I didn't even notice
that he saw everything that was going on around him when he was controlled by the parasite. He looked with great regret at the big SPEAKERMAN he stomped his foot on in the first part. This, incidentally, was like a reference to episode 19, where cameraman Titan crushed Skibidi Toilet with his foot in the exact same way. I think Speakerman Titan realized what he did, and really regrets it. He most likely flew back to the Speakerman to apologize for the whole thing and help them rebuild the agents. Also, I didn't notice, but there's a new improvement on his legs, something like an exoskeleton. At the very least, I'm glad the Skibidi spent the effort and improved Titan, and now he'll be fighting improved against them. At the end, we see Titan
and
giving the thumbs up again after a long time. This means that the mission was a success. Helicopters with engineers are already flying in the background, which means the simp cameraman will be recovered, as well as the rest of the wounded agents. In general, it seems to me that in future episodes, the individual cameramen will be given a lot of attention. Whereas before we looked at them as a faceless army, now Dafook is singling out individual agents to us. Each of them has their own character and their own story. Don't forget this guy in the blue suit. He was acting very brave when he, along with the POV cameraman, started attacking the G-Man toilet. I think we will see him again in new episodes. Subscribe to my channel so you don't miss the analysis of new...
That was good. Very good. Once again, guys, the link will be down below in the description. If you guys want to check out this video, like and subscribe. Do all that good stuff. And if you guys enjoy what you see here today, of course, there's more reactions on the channel, so go check out more. If you have some suggestions, let me know about them down below in the comments. And or join the Discord and post in the reaction idea section. I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, later.